we've got to talk about the local scene because we heard that big announcement from Prime Minister Andrew Holness at the JSC Investor Conference last week that government is going to be divesting the rest of their shares, that's 20% in TransJamaican Highway. And we saw some speculation in the chat even tonight about, how that is going to affect the market and how it may already be affecting the market. So what's your take on this divestiture?
I would say that it has indeed been an eventful few weeks locally with significant news surrounding the divestiture of national assets as well as M&A activity as well. We would have seen not only news surrounding the divestiture of NROC's 20% stake in TransJam, but also news around AS Bryden's takeover bid of CPJ, as well as Fontana's takeover bid of
Monarch
Pharmacy, right? And these developments underscore the broader economic environment in Jamaica as well as our growth prospects. Now, what do I mean by this, right? Over the last decade, Jamaica would have demonstrated fiscal prudence and sound debt management, which would have not only enhanced international investor sentiment toward our emerging market economy, but also created the fiscal space for increased capital spending. And with that, I would like to go off on a tangent to just really drive home this point, right? And to illustrate, let us revisit an even earlier offer, that being the King Air bond offer. Now, that particular offer represented a groundbreaking moment for Jamaica, being the first of its kind in which receivables from a state-owned entity were securitized and used to generate debt capital to complement our national budget. This offer, I should point out.
Wait, this one missed me. What is it? The what bond offer?
The King Air bond.
King Air? What's King Air?
Kingston Airport Revenue Finance Limited. It was a special purpose entity created.
I missed that one.
Yeah, I think that offer came around like September last year, right? And it was a bond offer and it was oversubscribed with a book well exceeding like 2 billion, right? And it was actually upsized to US 480 million. And overall, it served as a clear gauge of international investor sentiment and underscored Jamaica's accessibility to global financial markets. Now, I'm saying this to highlight that I think that one of the viewers would have mentioned that TransJam price would have actually receded somewhat at close today, and they're now wondering like, what is our outlook on TransJam? But what I really and truly would like your viewers to consider is, what is your outlook on the overall economy, considering I would say the private, well, not the government putting national assets into the hands of Jamaican citizens, right? So to just get back to my point, the improving investor confidence really and truly is a testament to Jamaica's fiscal discipline, even in the face of extraordinary external shocks such as the pandemic, right? And if we were to take an objective view of our economy, one might even conclude that Jamaica has yet to fully realize the economic growth payout from significant reforms implemented over the past decade. And while there exists a lag between reform and tangible growth, the lag between reform and tangible growth can be lengthy, Jamaica remains one of the region's most promising candidates for organic growth. And in the same breath, based on this, I believe that there will be numerous opportunities for investors to capitalize on in the near future, not just only the government's divestiture of that 20% of TransJam.
But what do you think will be the impact? So will this 20% dilute the shares, like flood the market and end up in a reduction in price? Is it going to dilute the current shareholders? And also, how much do you think they're going to sell it at?
Considering the current price and the fact that NROC owns around 20% stake, that puts it squarely around 9 billion. But to answer your first question, prices in the market primarily reflect supply and demand. And if demand is, for the most part, the same, we could see some pullback in the price. But just to add to that point, and I believe it's actually crucial to highlight the importance of time in the market versus timing the market. As many people over the last week would have been asking me about the additional shares that will become available when when NROC puts the remaining 20% stake in the market, and whether or not they should buy at the current price. And while I do believe that TransJam continues to represent a compelling value proposition for investors seeking exposure to Jamaica's critical infrastructure, the returns will likely be more favorable to those who have been steadily investing and dollar cost averaging over time compared to those looking to enter now.
Well, I'm curious to see, when the offer actually comes out and what that share price, what that offer price is going to be.